So if we think about the kind of world that we're living in, it's a world where we've got what I call geosystems on the move. And these huge geosystems that have become destabilized are things like the Atlantic meridional overturning circulation, or the Gulf Stream, which is slowing down. It's to do with things like the melting of the permafrost and the release of methane into the atmosphere. It's also, of course, to do with carbon dioxide emissions. Alongside the carbon dioxide emissions, we've also got this growing awareness that oxygen levels in the atmosphere are also decreasing. Systemic changes going on, and we as humans are living in the midst of this profound change. And not only do we find it difficult to think in whole systems, we find it very difficult to compute what the likely impact of one systemic change is on another. Now, conservation projects are not working to a baseline, they're working to a state of adaptation or a state of resilience. And what's very interesting about salt marshes is that they are already, to a certain extent, an extremely resilient ecosystem.
So I'm really intrigued by the character of this place and the quality of this place, and the fact that it's quite a fragile environment, but it withstands these big forces of nature, you know, the tide coming in twice a day and the amount of salt, of this kind of vulnerability and strength. It's a kind of quiet kind of resistance, which intrigues me, and which I think is what we need, really, or what the world needs in terms of dealing with these big forces of nature.